Hey, everybody. I just wanted to kind of come out here. Boy, what a day today. Right in the middle of the day, it was pouring rain, and the umbrella was at home. So I just took the hit. Got soaking wet a couple times. I didn't melt, thank goodness. Um, I just want to share something that I just kind of collectively observe and witness. We're going through a lot of stuff. And it's kind of like we have this tendency collectively to, figure out almost what side we dance on. Do we dance towards the shadow side or do we dance towards the light side? Well, you know what? In reality, we dance on both sides. You can't help it. It's the infinite to the finite, it's the known to the unknown. And it's spiritual human experiences. Both of them are part of us. And we have been conditioned to believe that our spirituality or that the divine in us, the God in us, um, is somewhere, in another realm. But everything belongs to the source of creation. Everything. Every idea, every breath, you can't separate it. And it took me a long time to really honor my authenticity. The things that I, fell apart on, the things that I developed through the experiences. So I just really want to take some time going forward and share that we will have experience as a human being physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain, and how we utilize that pain, whether it's to harm ourselves or others or to heal ourselves or others, is our free will choice. But nobody is going to get out of experiencing something, a cut somewhere. It's not about experiencing the cut, it's about how we navigate and move. How do we heal that cut so that it doesn't fester and it doesn't grow and become poisonous to our authenticity? This is what about waking up is about, telling ourselves the truth as much as we can consciously connect to what is our truth. Who are we? Well, guess what? Nobody can tell you who you are except you. There are multiple levels of understanding who we are, individually and collectively. But the internal reality creates the external. And you can say it whatever way you want, use whatever words you want. But that's usually how it goes. Thoughts become things. Beliefs become habits. Habits become behaviors that we see out in our world. And a lot of times it starts from the external because you're influenced from a baby to basically figure out what feels good and what doesn't. And our bodies are the ones that absorb that. So I spent my entire life trying to figure out who I was, who I wasn't. Could I stay loyal to what rang true for me? And there are times I fell apart. I was messy. I was messy within and I was messy without. I raised 3 children in marriages that were karmic. And both of us participated in that dance. And I own my part in it. Because what I found out is, think about you getting a thorn in your finger or foot, and you just let it sit in there. It'll start becoming inflamed, and then it'll start probably getting infected. Well, that's what pain is. The message is, you've got something going on that needs to be heard or listened to. We have been conditioned to believe that we're wrong if we feel anger or grief or sorrow or disappointment or insecurity. It's all part of the spectrum of feelings. And strategically, from times gone by, we've been compartmentalized and conditioned with a mentality that knowledge is power. Well, experience is wisdom. You got to have both. The ancient mystics knew to experience our reality is to experience all of us. What opens our heart, what closes it, what wounds us, what doesn't, what heals us. It's all aspects of us, and it's all on the same coin. Dark and light are the same coin, just different sides. But that oneness is our authenticity. So we learn. We learn by falling down. We learn by failure. We learn by disappointment. We grow by heartache if we choose to. Because we get to choose, once again, how to utilize our pain, either to harm ourselves and others or to heal ourselves and others. So let's not get anything twisted. But here's what I found out in my journey of discovering self-love and who I am and what I'm becoming. True to myself, to thine own self be true, as Shakespeare says, is that when I own all of it, I can become safer in my own skin. When I own all of it, I have a choice to change things. When I bring compassion and grace to grief and sorrow and anger, it takes the edge off. Love is not some kind of fairy tale unicorn. Things are going to go well. No, love sits there in the messy, raw reality of loss and disappointment and pain and tragedy. It sits beside us. And it doesn't say that you're not going to have it. It says you're not alone. Let me help you feel your way through this. Let me help you crack your heart open so that you can call on the higher parts of you, the life force within you, to help you breathe through it. Let me help you accept that part of your human nature that your soul knew was that you were going to come out here and you were going to expand and grow in the mess, in the dirt, in the darkness, and that you're going to find a ways to trust yourself. So I just wanted to share that, yeah, let's talk about it. There's hell on earth, okay, but there's also heaven. And we spend a lot of time thinking heaven's not here. Well, you know what? Every time a new birth comes into the planet, it doesn't matter if it's a plant, an animal, it doesn't matter what new creation, it is creation. It's new. It's a seed cracked open and changing form, just like the butterfly, the metamorphosis. If you can grow in the dark like the seed that cracks open, and you can grow into that light, you get to experience both sides of your nature, what's known and what's not known. We're never alone in this journey. Trees know that. They speak to each other through the root systems. We're all connected. When we hold ourselves back out of fear or out of insecurities or whatever you want to call your words of not wanting to be seen, you're not doing yourself a favor. That's what I learned. When I closed my heart off because I was so afraid of opening it up, I closed my heart off to the opportunity of growing into a new version of myself, becoming something different through courage, through really feeling my experience and saying what works and what doesn't work for me. And we all have our own individual process, but collectively, we also agreed to come out here and forget how powerful we really are. And sadly, it's when we hit rock bottom, it's when we fail and we make mistakes that we learn more about ourselves. And we can get comfortable with that. We can learn how to face those things with the love of what we really want and the clarity of what we don't want. So, okay, we're insecure. Okay. We're misunderstood. Okay. There are going to be times that happens. I spent a lot of time knowing things because this life chose, my soul chose this life, and it was a difficult one. It wasn't easy. I fell down more times than I got up, but you know what? I never gave up on getting up. No matter how hard, how sloppy, how reckless and impulsive I was, at the end of the day, I was still breathing, and that meant something bigger than me was wanting to get my attention. And when I started realizing my pain wasn't my enemy, it was a messenger that it needed to feel seen and heard and acknowledged. And when I started working with it, it didn't mean that it changed the situation. It just meant that I was able to accept it. And through that acceptance, I was able to make different choices. And there are things that I'm still going through and still recovering from and still being challenged by. But you know what? I'm learning. I'm still breathing. So there's still opportunities to find who I am in the dark and the light. We're both sides of the coin. You are not alone. We're so unique, and at the same time, we can relate and meet each other with our similarities. We can find our way home inside, and we can help each other shine the light on what makes us really kick-ass, authentic individuals that can share our gifts. So I'm going to start sharing more of that because I learned how to be fearless with my pain, with my challenges. I learned how to grow and keep my word and keep my integrity and keep my sovereignty. And that helped me. That helped me heal from addictions. That helped me heal my heart from betrayals and heartbreaks. That helped me figure out how to be true and honest to myself and all aspects of me, whether they were messy or whether they were, not messy. I don't know. I'm pretty as real as you can get. So anyway, I just want you to know that you are loved down to your soul bones by the very power that breathes through you. And I hope that someone can tell you that, just what I said. And I hope that you can feel safe enough to trust that, because we're all in this together. And collectively right now, we are at a crossroads about what we want to look at. Do we want to use our pain to harm ourselves and others, or we do want to use our pain to heal ourselves and help others heal? And that's the question at the end of the day. Simple, but not easy to work with. But I'm here, still breathing, and I can be that mirror for you and let you know that if I can do this, you can too. All right. Happy Sunday, and it is an eclipse full moon energy in Pisces, a blood moon. Some people will be able to see that moon, but wow, the energies for those that are sensitive and psychically empathic, yeah, get grounded, spend some time connected to nature, because there's a lot of things going on in the unseen, a lot of things that want to be revealed to us, because the truth does set us free. It really does. It sets us free to quit being something that other people are trying to say that we have to be. We get to choose. And it's not easy sometimes to unlearn, but we can if we're ready for it. So anyway, namaste. Have a kick-ass day. And I'll see you on the other side. Okay, till next time.